King, you're onto something with this AKM, by the way. King, you're onto something with this AKM, by the way. Hey guys, it's Merrick, and I've yet again got more gameplay from the Delta Force closed alpha. This one, I'm going to be playing as Luna the Recon, and I'm going to be using the AKM. Luna's one of the most popular characters in the game, and for a very good reason. Her main primary ability is a recon dart that can be shot high into the air and will scan things that move under it. The first shot will scan anything that it can see that is not under a building or hiding by something, and then there is an after scan along the same path that will hit anything that is moving along that first path. She also has a shock arrow that can be rebounded off of walls to deny positioning and to get people to move, and her last ability is a frag nade, which is always useful and can be used to knock people down, finish people off, force people to move, all kinds of nice things. Her passive ability is anything that she deals damage to with any of her abilities or her main gun is for a second or two marked as if they were hit by the recon dart, is visible to her whole team, and visible through walls. It's only visible for a second and a half to 2 seconds, but it is quite nice. The gun I'm using is the AKM. The build will be posted, the code for it, in the description. If the code doesn't work when the game first releases, don't worry, I'll quickly be remaking it, because this is actually one of my favorite guns. I tried modding a very high-end AKM, about 3.5, 400, 500k with all of the top-end things, and it was absolutely terrible. But my friend and teammate King happened to be fucking around with the AKM one day, and after a bit of modding and some attempts, he found a really good build, and boy, do I like it.
That's why no one uses it, I guess.
In this game, my team had to spawn between barracks and cement out on the road, which means we could either push barracks and try to fight one of the spawns there, we could go straight to admin, or we could come to cement. We generally wind up at admin after the first place we go to, but we try to go to either cement or substation off the rips because they are the places where you're most likely to get your first fights. We head into cement, we don't see anything, and then Chrissy immediately murders somebody at the top catwalk, which means they either spawned over here at dorms or they spawned behind cement and jumped in over this back wall entrance and got into dorms that way before getting into cement. We hunt down the second one with King murdering him off the top rope, and then me and Chrissy are clearing out the building looking for this third guy. I can't seem to get anybody at all this time. I barely got to see them, so I really just got to watch while my teammates play the game. Because the game's just starting, my teammates have nothing in their bags, and these guys have nothing but what they're wearing for the most part. So there's not a whole lot of chance there's going to be anything left over off the kills, so I just pick up what's left around the area, and while they're looting the bodies, I'm looting the map. I happen to find a recon device, which allows any of the recon classes, Luna being one of them, to get information on temporary, sometimes their extracts, and they can actually check instead to see if the boss is there. But when you use that, it utilizes the whole tool, and you cannot use it to find something else. I used it to check if there was going to be the boss on the map, and there wasn't. But we still rolled up to admin. I do my usual peek when we approach from the side, and we're basically just looking for anybody that we can find. While we're doing that, Chrissy spots somebody from the back, in the back window.
He's at it right now.
I pushed to the back of admin, thinking that she'd said out the back window. But now that I'm here, I toss some nades in to see if I can't get any damage done. I cook both my nades, and I don't hit him with a shallow nade, so I go for a deeper nade that should hit through that doorway. I don't get anything off of either one, but I do see the guy running around with a flashlight on his gun, which means if he's careless, I will get some warning about where he's at or where he's going before he winds up there. King is also playing a recon in this match. He throws a dart up the stairs and catches somebody on the little corner between the window and the top of the stairs, but as he peeks in to go fight that guy, he gets swung from someone in server room. He's able to call him out for me, and the guy peeks back into me, so I get an easy pickup. I push in to get the finishing off, and then as I back out of the room, I don't actually remember if King got finished off by that guy or if I just left him to die. I didn't see him up in the windows. We do know that there was one at the top of the stairs, so I closed the door behind me on the way out because I should be able to confirm King's res and keep this guy's body safe from getting rezzed at the same time. As I push back in, I check the top of the stairs, and there just so happens to be a guy there, so I knock him down and finish him off. I heard something moving. I thought it was a guy going to res the body, but it turned out to be a scav rolling up on that side. As I'm backing into cover, I see their third teammate up on the second floor, and I'm able to kill him on a headshot peek. If I'm correctly recalling, this AKM was only about 250 to 280k, and it's hitting a lot better and a lot more controllable than the AKM that I had put all the top-end pieces on, which brought it to about 400 to 500k. I was never buying that again because of how bad it was, but this is not only a quite well-performing gun, but it's right in the nice price range that I don't feel like it's a super expensive gun, but it's a little bit above budget, and I wind up really liking it. Like I said, this AKM has become actually one of my favorite things to run. So, with the fight out of the way, I dive into looting. I put most of the blue filler loot into his bag so that I can grab that rig, because at the time of recording, that rig is about 100k for 4 slots. My looting is interrupted by distress noises, so rather than picking up the other guys, I head off to my teammates. One of them is healing. I don't really have a good idea of where the enemy is, so I'm slowly peeking my angles. I wind up finding him on the manager's office window, and even though I took a big hit, I got really cocky, thinking that I could just do what I did to the guy on the second floor and headshot drill him. I don't control properly, and I only get 1 tag as opposed to actually drilling him, but he did take a very tight peek on that corner angle, so he executed that really properly. I didn't really control my recoil well, so I deserve to die, but my teammate follows up, kills him, and I go back to quickly power looting all of my stuff. I find a nice red backpack and just try to fill it with everything that I can. Like I said, at the time of recording, those 20 slot rigs are about 100k for 4 slots, making them one of the most cost-efficient items in the game. Trying to figure out how to fit that one when I yet again hear the sounds of combat. Nobody called anything out, but I heard way too many shots and return fire coming out for it to just be them dealing with scavs, so I immediately headed over, and on my way over, King called out they were actually over by the parking garage, so I'm just trying to figure out where I want to try to take this fight from. I could go push out the front, but if they're being aggressive, I could get caught out. I could take these windows, but they're super predictable, but they're the most safe place for me to potentially get picked up from, so I decide to check the stairs to make sure that they're not being hyper-aggressive, and then I try to peek out of this window. I spot one on the ticket booth there. He spots me as well. I set up for a tight, shallow peek, and as soon as I shoot him, starts to move, winds up trading a nade to me, and I cannot keep taking the peek because I could be a hit from somebody from a farther angle. So I back off, quickly heal my leg, and then I go to trade nades with this guy yet again. However, he throws his nade first. Mine doesn't make it through the window, but right as I'm backing up to heal, King hits a miracle recon dart that gets all of them, and then he begins to push. So rather than using the full med kit, which that basic blue med kit is a little slower, I instead use an injector because they have a shorter channel duration before they start to heal, and they heal quicker even though they won't heal you to full. I didn't need a full heal, so I hit the injector and then try to follow up on King. I can't let King get downed again because if he gets downed and killed again, he's out of the game. You can be downed and knocked out once. You can be downed a second time, but if you get knocked out a second time, you do not get to be rezzed, you just go back to menu. So, I know there's a guy on the right here. I'm trying to shoot these shock darts through the smoke to deny him being able to retreat back to somewhere safe, but he does make it back. I hear him shooting. I actually thought he was shooting at King rather than Chrissy, so I aggressively pushed up. I overpeaked the angle because I misheard where he was at, but because he was aiming at the upper window, he wasn't actually swinging wide from his corner. So by the time I realize he's not there, I'm able to aim back at his corner, he peeks into me, and even though I don't have armor, I am able to win that trade. As I'm backing off to go pick up Chrissy, King, being the champion that he is, just cleans up the other team all by himself, and then we go back to the looting phase. We're pretty much safe to be looting in the open, because based off of what we see here, the map should actually be clear. Like I said in the last video, there are 5 teams on the map as far as we can tell based off of our gameplay. We've never seen more than 5 full teams, and we killed a team at Cement, we killed a team entering admin, we killed this team here, and then this team also has a second set of weapons on them, meaning they likely killed another team of players elsewhere, meaning there are 4 teams of enemy players accounted for. We are the 5th team, so the map should actually be completely clear, meaning I can sit here and play Tetris for a long time trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to get the most money that I can. I'm able to fully loot the guy outside, and now, being able to loot without risk of my teammates falling under distress, I'm able to finally go back into admin and get the kills that I got on the entry. As I'm going between 2 of the kills, I realize that we're actually running out of time on the map because it took quite a long time to get those kills and sort out what loot we had, so I figure I'm going to go hit the dam button. The dam takes 3 minutes, so I should probably hit it now before it gets too late. I realized that the dam was already hit because that's what got us to come to admin in the first place, and I kind of panic, realizing that we might not have enough time.
We should, but
it doesn't actually take that long to walk from here to extract unless you are overweight, which it is possible to be when you're hitting all this loot. I am not completely overweight. I'm overweight enough that I'm making additional footstep noise, but I'm not overweight enough that I'm losing enough movement speed for it to be the case. However, it would be a good plan in a situation like this if there were somehow to be another team. It would be a good idea to drop my backpack to take the fight because I am losing some move speed, and it'll be even more noticeable if I were to try to ADS and peek around a corner. ADS is already slower than normal moving. When you're wearing a lot of weight, it becomes slower just like your regular movement does. But I have 2.6 value in grade. Normally the in raid value is actually a little less than what you get when you extract, so I waddle off to extract, where I decide to wait for my teammates rather than be rude and extract without them. It took us roughly 2 minutes to waddle from there to here, with a fair amount of loot. Upon the review, I probably could have dropped my tourniquet, my repair kit, and my med kit for some blue ammo to fill those slots out to get a little bit extra value. And this may change when the game goes live, but the beta that I was playing, the RK0 grip I have in my bag is worth like 18 to 20k, so I would have actually been better off with even just a stack of blue ammo, and the purple muzzle brake is about 30k, so potentially taking both of those out, I could have gotten a bigger item to have those two slots, but it really depends. That's about all I've got for this video, so I've got to start wrapping it up. This is my second attempt at a video of this nature, so the format and focuses are very likely to shift, so any feedback is super welcome, but as always, let me know what you do like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what you think, so I can improve my videos moving forward. Thank you guys for continued support, and I'll see you next time.